regular city council May 20, 2019 to order. Invocation by Pastor Zach Crowley, Taylorville Christian Church.
Let's pray. God, we thank you for your love for us and your care for us as you watch over us each day. We thank you for the great weather today and the no rain today. We thank you for the chance to work. We thank you for the young people who are here tonight that we are going to celebrate. Lord, we thank you that you give us young people in our community who can make a difference and that you're with them each day. We thank you for our leaders and we ask you to be with them as they continue to guide our community and continue to make it a great place to live. It's in your Son's name that we pray. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Megan Bryant. Here. Larry Bud.
Here.
John Bertle. Marty Dorchenez.
Here.
Kathy Driscoll. Here. Lee Lanzotti.
Here.
Jim Holland.
Here.
Christopher Petty.
Here.
All men are present except for Bertle. The 7th grade students in Mrs. Rice's 6-hour geography class at Taylorville Junior High spent this year learning about the city of Taylorville. These students collected research with the help of the Breeze Courier and conducted interviews with city officials, aldermen, and also the mayor. Emphasizing the 5 themes of geography, they produced a video using a green screen, video production, and video editing software. The project features many of the special aspects that makes Taylorville a great place to live. The students' work, along with the other technology projects throughout the state, was showcased at the Illinois State Capitol on May 7, 2019 during Tech 2019. Will you please stand as I read your name? Breanne Beckley, Emily Beswarek, Ashley Drysdale, Haley Earhart, Waylon Pollock, Ellie Scultetti, Dalton Bale, Jesse Wright, and Clayton Guy. Ladies and gentlemen, this month's Youth of the Month Award goes to Taylorville Junior High 7th grade geography class. If you would all step forward, I got this little certificate proclamation. Whereas to really excel in one field, a person must demonstrate, in addition to a great deal of natural ability, an outstanding spirit of knowledge, dedication, enthusiasm, and hard work. And whereas Mrs. Rice's 7th grade geography class researched, interviewed city officials, produced and edited a video featuring how Taylorville is a great place to live, and whereas the students' work along with other technology projects throughout the state was showcased at the Illinois State Capitol on May 7, 2019, I, Bruce Berry, Mayor of the City of Taylorville, do hereby proclaim May 20th, 2019 as Taylorville Junior High 7th grade geography class day in the city of Taylorville. Congratulations. Owen would like to get a picture of us out in the hallway, so if you want to step there. And we have ice cream for the children and also for their parents. you. Take care. Motion to approve the omnibus vote designation.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Driscoll. Roll call.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Minutes of the regular meeting held May 6, 2019. Minutes of the Emergency Services Committee meeting held May 7, 2019. Minutes of the Lake and Airport Committee meeting held May 9, 2019. Minutes of the Water and Environmental Committee meeting held May 9, 2019. Minutes of the Ordinance Committee meeting held May 15, 2019. And minutes of the Finance Committee meeting held May 15, 2019. Motion to approve all these.
Motion.
Motion by Alderman Megan Bryan. Second by Alderman Olive. Roll call.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Resolution, the Bluestem Energy Solutions LLC agreement. Have that all in your packet. Rocky has looked over it, agrees with everything. So we need a motion to approve the resolution. So motion by Alderman Skoltedi,
Second.
second by Alderman Bud. Roll call.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Resolution, Community Development Block Grant Application Resolution in support by the City of Taylorville. This is a resolution that we're also with the county and
The township.
and township. So need a motion to approve that resolution.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Olive. Comment, Alderman Bud?
This is for the enterprise zone, correct?
No,
No?
no, this is from the tornado.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
relief grant.
Okay.
The
All right.
city will get
Okay.
$357,000, I believe.
Which one was which?
Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Next is a motion to approve the intergovernmental cooperation agreement for the county, city, and township for the state of Illinois SCBG program grant.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Skoltedi,
Second.
second by Alderman Bryant. Roll call.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Motion to pay the cost of the curb, sidewalk, and pavement for the intersection of Pleasant and Walnut Streets from the 5th Ward Fund.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderman Bud,
Second.
second by Alderman Olive. Question, Alderman Dorchenez.
Yes, I don't agree with this, and you're all aware of the issue. The issue is, we've already passed to resurface Walnut Street, and as I understand it, the same night, we also passed the motion to do the intersection where Pleasant Street meets Walnut. You're all aware of the issue that that street doesn't meet up with the curbs and gutter. There's a significant difference. The cost to do that intersection is about $30,000 plus. We don't know who's at fault. The last meeting, I was part of the direction to find out who was responsible for that. The mayor and I and Dick Wiseman was the ones that were given that responsibility by, in the minutes at least, by Larry Bud. And so today I called Joe Green and asked him, was he aware of this issue? And did he sign off on it as a city engineer? He told me that he never signed off on it. He never approved it. In fact, nothing was submitted to him to sign off on. So the problem we got here that where that $30,000 would be spent, it's who's responsible for that mistake. It's either the city, and Joe Green said it, he didn't approve it, or the hospital. And if it's the hospital, if they're the ones that goofed it up, then they're the ones that should pay the $30,000, in my opinion. So the mayor and Jim Olive and I don't know the gentleman's name from the hospital they're supposed to meet and this coming week. Is that true, Mayor?
Tomorrow, the 3rd.
Tomorrow, okay. And they're going to talk about this issue. So I don't think that we should be willing to pay this money up front now. I think we ought to wait and see who's responsible. And I think it's the hospital and who's going to pay for it. And you know, money's tight, and I don't think that we should be taking that money out of the fifth. I call it the fifth wheel. It's the fifth equally distributed tax money. I've got a lot of expenses, along with Megan in our ward, to do West Main Cross and several other streets. If that money, I would rather that money be left alone and spent in other streets in Taylorville that needs it, and whoever's responsible for making the mistake, let them pay for it. So I'll make a motion to table this issue.
I'll second it.
Motion to table by Alderman Dorchenez, second by Alderman Rizzotti. Roll call on the table,
Hold on,
please.
hold on a second, please.
Ms. Mayor?
Yes, sir. Comments?
She's got
Yeah,
some.
is this something, Larry, that they're needing to do before our next council meeting? Like, if we pass this tonight, would they be doing it before then? Is it?
It's my understanding, and Jim would know more because he's the streets chairman, but Truman Flats is supposed to be in here within the next 2 weeks to start milling and getting that road ready. Is that correct?
Right, well, if I might answer, the project needs to be done. We've already approved for Truman and Flat to do the project.
And if the
Okay.
hospital comes and says that, yes, it's their fault,
Right.
they can reimburse us.
Right, and all we're really approving with this tonight, if we do have to pay it, we will take the money out of the fifth fund
Okay.
and not charge it to Ward 1, which that's where the road is at. So, I mean, it's up to the council what they would like to decide to do. Could it possibly be less? But I think all that came out of the committee the other night was, if we do have to pay for it, then they wanted to take the money out of the fifth fund. So that's what the original motion was. And then we'll figure out once we meet with the proper officials. And we're meeting tomorrow morning at 8:30 at the hospital to discuss this. Alderman Olive?
I may add that,
I've got a parliamentary procedure. I was gonna let you guys go ahead and talk. The motion to table doesn't, there is no discussion.
Driscoll, Teddy? This is for the motion to table.
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
No.
Larry Bud?
No.
Ernie Dorchenez?
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll?
Yes.
Lee Landzadi?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
No.
Motion to table passes 4-3. We'll table it till next week, Okay.
Can I add something? The contract did come back today from Sherman Flats, and they have a start date scheduled of June 15th according to their contract.
All right.
Fine.
Thank you.
I don't know how that relates to the other contract that they have signed for the milling, so
Well, the way, and I think the way the council feels is, we have to do the project. Whether we have to pay for it, we'll figure that out within the next month. Correct? Okay. Motion to approve the appointment of Carrie Ward to the cemetery board. Motion by Alderman Bryant, second by Alderman Driscoll. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. City attorney update. You should receive that all in your packet. I think everyone has a copy of it. If, I could read the whole thing, but I won't. I think you guys should have already read it. If there's any questions or comments on this. If not, we'll go to comment, Alderman Gonzalez.
Yes, if they had to, have an occupancy, approved and it wasn't approved, what is the resource, what happens since it wasn't approved by, what stipulations can we do to the, steak and shake for opening up early?
Well, we gave them an occupancy permit, our zoning officer gave them an occupancy permit. Did he jump the gun? I don't think so. I think Rocky has some questions, the road is not complete.
Yes.
And that's why nobody signed off on it, but I think we're under the understanding that the road will be completed. And I assume that the road is not completed in a timely fashion, we can shut Steak and Shake down. But I don't think at the time that we felt it was necessary, and so we went ahead.
So they did have an occupancy permit?
Yes, yes, they did.
Thank you, Mr.
That was given to them last Wednesday or Thursday, I believe. Okay. Mayoral update. We've had one council meeting with the new alderman and 3 committee meetings to date. I'm excited to see the new council get rolling. We just approved a new agreement with Bluestem that will hopefully solar power our new water treatment plant. We, along with the county and township, are submitting our application for a block grant that will help reimburse expenses for the tornado cleanup. I'd like to thank Jim Dennis for over 30 years serving on our cemetery board. I'd like to welcome Carrie Ward to that board. Tomorrow night is Missions for Taylorville and Long-Term Recovery Community Meeting to be held at the high school cafeteria at 7 p.m. I invite everyone to come to that if they can. This Monday is Memorial Day, and I invite everyone to the cemetery for the ceremony in support of our veterans. We have installed a new flagpole and flag, and have left the bent flagpole in remembrance of the way that our community came together on that traumatic December 1st. The 3rd annual community picnic is scheduled for June 2nd from noon until 2 at the Chautauqua building. Please try to attend. Some of our summer employees have started working, others will start in the near future, and our primary focus will remain cleaning up our town. One other reminder, high school graduation is this Friday night. Congratulations to all graduates. And again, I hope all the city people can show support for the graduates. Thank you very much. Emergency services.
Just gonna go through and just read, okay. So I'd start with make a motion for. Okay. In regards to the ordinance, an ordinance adding section 4-1-16 to chapter 1 of title 4 of the Taylorville City Code in regards to the license required for non-municipal owned ALS ambulance services. I'd like to make a motion.
Make that in form of a motion by Alderman Driscoll.
Am I allowed to make a comment before we go on it?
We gotta get a second first. Second by Alderman Skoltedi. Comment?
You gotta open up the floor. You have to vote to open up the floor.
Oh, I have to vote to open up the floor, so, do I have a motion to open up the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Olive, second by Alderman Bryant. Roll call on opening up the floor.
Megan Bryant,
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Driscoll Teddy.
Yes. Okay, the floor is now, motion carries, the floor is open. Paula?
Thank you very much. On this, most recent ordinance, there's one thing that still sticks out to me, and I understand you probably don't have these in front of you. This would be regarding the owner or operator shall notify Christian County 911 every time each of its ambulances goes out or into service. I'm gonna skip a few lines. But the city's asking for us to maintain accurate records utilizing Christian County 911 dispatch times for all calls generated through a 911 emergency response. Such records shall include the call for service received within the city and within the Taylorville Fire Protection District, the number of canceled calls, the identification of the responding ambulance, and the names of the attendants responding. Such records shall reflect response times and shall be available to the city upon a requested basis from time to time, either in hard copy or media. Upon a 5 calendar day written notice mailed to the owner or operator at the address shown on the license. I'll skip a little at the end of that. I would like to ask that this be removed from this ordinance. The fire department already gets this information. 911 dispatches an ambulance service and the fire department. Fire department first, then the ambulance company. After the call, 911 generates and sends records to the fire department at that time. So this is redundant for us to have to send this again from time to time. So it could be 6 months and then we would only have 5 calendar days to send everything. The only thing that they don't already get on that data is the names of the attendants. Which I'm uncomfortable with. We don't, if somebody calls and says, is Miss Susie Brown working today? We say, you know, we can get her a message. Well, when is she working? We'll give her, you know, if you wanna leave your name and number, we'll have her contact you. We don't just give that information to callers. As I'm sure Assistant Chief Goodall can attest, we have a large portion of our 911 calls are mental health issues, behavior problems, drug overdoses. I just don't think it's safe for my crew to have their names put on this report. Once that report, if we are required to send it to the city, then it is FOIA-able, correct? So then they could obtain that information and then they can go back and say, oh, that was the girl that was at my house that night. I'm gonna, you know, try to look her up. So I just don't think it's safe. We don't do it as a policy, and I don't think that the city should require that. And again, it's all redundant. I don't know who's gonna filter through all of this information that we would have to provide in 5 calendar days, but the fire department already gets it on every call. So, I would like to have this completely, removed if at all possible. Second thing I take a little bit of issue with is the fee, $500. It's not such a big deal to me, other than who else is required to pay a $500 fee? We're providing a service to the community. We're not, I know if you sell alcohol, if you have gaming machines, you have to pay, but those are not providing a public health service to this community. The fees that I've been able to look up, a taxi cab, the driver has to pay $5 a year for each driver. No proof of insurance or anything that I can see. A garbage truck, $100 a year, and then they do have the same requirements as us to provide insurance. They have to for the state of Illinois, as do we. If we're gonna get our license, we have to prove insurance. If I wanted to have a detail shop or a beauty shop in my home, it's $25. If I were a business and was gonna put a sign out at the road, like Kroger or Nordman's, $25, one-time fee. So I think $500 for providing this service to our citizens is a bit excessive. And again, the names, I would like that whole thing taken out, but at least the names. Thank you.
There's a motion on the floor to approve the ordinance as it is written. Motion by Alderman Driscoll and second by Alderman Bryant, I believe. So we'll vote on that. Roll call.
Megan Bryant,
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes?
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll,
Yes.
Leland Dottie,
Yes.
Jim Olive,
No.
Chris Coltetti.
Yes. Motion carried 6-1.
And Mayor.
recommend the city council, oh, go ahead, Kathy.
That's all right. Motion to recommend to the city council for the FY 2019-2020 police department budget to the finance committee.
Motion by Alderman Driscoll, second by Alderman Bud, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Motion to recommend to the city council to allow police chief Heil to purchase a Buffalo Terra Station 32 terabyte RAID high performance network attached storage from Newegg at a cost of $2,199.99.
Motion by Alderman Driscoll,
Second.
second by Alderman Bryant, roll call.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Popetti.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Lakin Airport, Alderman Dorchenez.
Thank you, Your Honor. The first motion that came out of Lakin Airport Committee meeting was motion to recommend to the city council to hire Crawford Mercury and Tilly to develop a plan for stormwater pollution prevention, spill prevention, control and countermeasure at a cost not to exceed $24,500. I'd like to make that in the form of a motion, and I could comment.
Motion by Alderman Dorchenez, second by Alderman Skoltedi.
This is
Comment on-
this is a mandated thing that we have to do. This is, the state's telling us to do this, so we don't have any choice.
Roll call.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Popetti.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Next motion was to recommend to the city council to approve the request by Lee and Tina Pownell to install a boat lift at Campground 1, Lot 18 on Lake Taylorville. I'd like to make that in the form of a motion. Comment?
Motion by Alderman Dorchenez,
Second.
second by Alderman Bryant, comment on the Dorchenez.
This is a first-class boat lift. It's very attractive. It will just improve the looks of everything down there. So,
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
The last motion was to recommend to the city council to approve the request and grant a special event permit to Black Horse Powwow for an event to be held on June the 7th through the 9th, 2019 at Lake Taylorville Marina. I'd like to make that in the form of a motion. I have a comment.
Motion by Alderman Dorchenez, second by Alderman Driscoll, comment on Alderman Dorchenez.
Mr. Black Horse, which is better known as
Fred Dubé.
Fred Dubé, and the imposter. He does a heck of a Elvis Presley, if you've ever seen. Anyway, he reported that night that they've had this for 18 years. It's been very well attended. People come from all over the United States to attend this, and so I'm recommending he pass it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Water and Environmental, Mr. Bertle is off today, so
Yes,
Alderman Dorchenez has been asked to do his.
The first motion that came out of the committee meeting was a motion to recommend the city council to direct Mayor Barry to sign a subscription agreement with Bluestem Solar. I'd like to make that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Dorchenez, second by Alderman Bryant, roll call.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Popetti.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
The next motion was to authorize the director mayor to sign pay request number 22 for Blocker Construction in the amount of $701,400.41 for work on the new water treatment plant, and forward the request to IEPA low interest loan program for disbursement and approved payment of the same pending receipt of disbursement from IEPA. This conditioned upon receipt of signed mechanic lien waivers in this amount and recommendation by the project engineer that the work has been satisfactorily performed. I'd like that, make that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Dorchenez, second.
Second.
Alderman Bud, roll call.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Popetti.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
The next motion was to recommend to the city council to pay Benton and Associates $44,086.67 for work performed related to the construction of the new water treatment plant from March the 17th, 2019 through April 27th, 2019. I'd like to make that in form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Dorchenez, second.
Second.
Alderman Skoltedi, roll call.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Next motion was to recommend the city council to accept a low bid from Broadview Well and Pump Incorporated at a total cost not to exceed $26,705, subject to the city's form contract and requisite certificate of insurance and performance and payment bonds. I'd like to make that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Dorchenez,
Second.
second by Alderman Bryant. Roll call.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim
Yes.
Olive.
Motion carries 7-0.
And the last motion is to recommend to the city council allow Superintendent Spiegel to enter into a contract by EPA for the 2019-2020 lab fee program for a total cost not to exceed $8,811.02. I'd like to make that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Dorchenez,
Second with comment.
second by Alderman Driscoll with comment. Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to take the opportunity to say that I had a chance to tour the new facility, and it is an asset to our community. It's a fantastic place, and we're very fortunate to have it, and to have Mr. Spiegel in charge of it.
Roll call.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Ordinance Committee, Alderman Bryant.
First, we have a motion to recommend to the city council to direct the city attorney to draft an ordinance to amend the city code to place a yield sign at the intersection of Morton Street to Vine. I'd like to make that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second by Alderman Driscoll. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Next, motion to recommend to the city council to direct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance to rescind ordinance number 3892, amending section 6-4-3-1 of the Taylorville City Code. I'd like to make that in the form of a motion with a comment.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second by Alderman Skaltedi. Comment, Alderman Bryant?
Just so you guys are all aware, we had passed the ordinance to put up the no parking sign on the south side of Poplar. And then we found that we already have ordinances to cover that, so that's the reason we're rescinding that original.
I'd like to make comments.
Comment, Alderman Dorchenez?
I would like to just give an applaud to Mr. What's his name? Kretzer for rescinding his objection for that. And it saved us a lot of heartache.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Next motion is to recommend to the city council to forward ordinance number 2888 regarding section 6-3-7-9 of the Taylorville City Code to the city attorney to clarify at any place where the vehicle would block the use of the driveway to make modifications with detailed specifications. I'd like to make that in the form of a motion with a comment.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second by
Second.
Alderman Dorchenez. Comment, Alderman Bryant?
This is the ordinance we found that we're rescinding because of the other one. We just are getting clarification so that, you know, the neighbors there on the south side of Poplar and Mr. Kretzer are very clear on what this is saying.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Finance Committee, Alderman Bud.
Thank you, Your Honor. The first motion was to recommend the city council approve the RFQ process for Leopardo pending approval of the documents by the city attorney. Make that in form of a comment.
Motion
I mean,
by
motion.
Motion by Alderman Bud,
Second.
second by Alderman Olive. Comment, Alderman Bud?
This is the one that was at the meeting the other night that would be saved on all the utilities. I think it was over $1 million over the term of the contract that we would save. So this is just a request for qualifications process. This is not signing any legal documents to get into a contract at this time.
Roll call.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
The next motion was to recommend the city council to accept the 1.82 increase for health insurance renewal from the same Blue Cross Blue Shield HRA plan. Make that for a motion with a comment.
Motion by Alderman Bud,
Second.
second by Alderman Bryant. Comment, Alderman Bud?
This originally was, I think, at 4.84, so this is actually a pretty good decrease. When you figure our loss ratio to this is not that bad of an increase.
Roll call.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Glenn Buddy.
Yeah.
Jim
Yes.
Wally. Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
The next motion was to the city council for the 2019-2020 fire pension budget to the city treasurer for further refinement. Make that form of motion.
Motion by Alderman Bud,
Second.
second by Alderman Bryant. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And then the last motion was to recommend the city council accept the treasurer's report as presented. Make that form of motion.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Driscoll. Comment, Alderman Bud?
I will say this, we're going to meet at 6:30 at the next city council meeting to approve the police, budget. So that way everybody will know that at 6:30, the next meeting, we will be approving the police. That way we get our budgets in, so the city treasurer can do refinement. And the library, we also will do the library that night.
Roll call.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Wally.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Motion to approve and ratify bills.
Yeah, bills totaled $159,299.68. Make that form of motion with a comment.
Motion by Alderman Bud,
Second.
second by Alderman Bryant. Comment, Alderman Bud?
Electric, $24,213.56. Fuel, $17,463.49. Garbage, $2,690.43. Ron's, Kroger, Ace, Urban, $1,113.31. US Bank, $4,499.61. Computer Tech, $6,312.64. All Forford, $6,996.28. BLH, this is the computers and TVs that we received on cleanup, $1,637.50. L&M Glass, $1,020.44. Jenner Ag, $1,797.66. Main Cross Auto, $1,150.95. Johnson Engineering Generator, $6,500. Illinois Department of Employment Securities for Unemployment, $8,310. United Capital Funding, Temporary Help, $1,999.27. Illinois Department of Revenue, this is the gas sales tax at the lake and airport, $1,253. People's Bank and Trust, this is taxes to a property deeded to the city, $1,547.45. Taylorville Public Library, this is for the roof, which is a pass-through insurance claim, $16,621.84. Safety Committee for drug testing, $1,112. Fire Department, box hose appliances, extractor washer, $6,999.95. Municipal supply for SCBG repairs, $1,363.32. Street Department, Bowdoin Electric for signal repair, $2,658.76. PH Broughton Premix, $1,463.49. Water Department, Badger Meter Service Agreement, $1,008. PDC Labs Water Testing, $1,127.75. Granger, $1,127.78. Chemicals, $16,023.11. Sewer Department, EJ Equipment repairs to the camera, $3,511.98. Lake Department, Lake Lot and Campground refunds, $1,085, and these total to $142,608.57.
Thank you, Mr. Bud. Roll call.
All right.
Lord. Alderman
And
Oliver.
for Larry, I guess, one. The BLA, I thought their computers, I thought that was free for all Taylorville and Christian County residents.
They have charged us in the past for those when we bring in the large quantities like we do. They take them to Springfield, if I remember right, and they've charged us for those. And this last cleanup, we did not take any computers or TVs because we don't want to start paying that fee again. That's my understanding.
Correct. I think if an individual takes a computer or
And I
television, then they'll take it as long as they're Christian.
And I guess I just question the fact that
We took, what, we probably had 40 or 50 of them on that trailer.
Well, there was a bunch on the trailer, it was full.
What would be, just people, when they if we get a bunch, cause I know I see they haul them out with a truckload. They come pick a truckload up there. Don't know, some people.
They're on a state contract with the state.
Yeah, no, I was talking, just talking about them today, solid waste.
All right, roll call.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Driscoll Teddy.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Russo.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. First subparagraph G of 5 ILCS 120/2.06. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for any person wishing to address the council on any relevant subject matters concerning the city. The Illinois Open Meeting Act 5 ILCS 120/1 mandates no action shall be taken on subject matters not listed on the agenda, but the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the subject matter to a future council and/or committee meeting. If anyone wishes to address the council, please provide your name and address, limit your comments or presentation to 3 minutes, and avoid repetitious comments. Anyone else would like to speak? Any alderman would like to speak?
On last Thursday and Saturday, for Good 360, we had 33 people take items from what we received last Tuesday. We also get 92 sheets of OSB, 47 sheets of plywood, 28 sheets of drywall, 168 2x4s, and 10 bags of insulation.
All right. Motion adjourned.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Olive. Second by Alderman Scarpelli. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? This meeting is adjourned. 7 o'clock, the high school cafeteria. Tuition for Taylorville long-term recovery.